joining us
Everyone,
tonight.
thanks for joining us. Welcome to the show. John Julio, thank you very much.
And everybody watching online, you just missed a crazy ass premiere. And everyone's fucking hyped on that shit now, right? Yeah! Ton of good stuff coming from John and the boys. Oh, we got a spillage?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, my camera. All right, we got a little beer spillage already. I kicked it?
Yeah.
Oh, man, of course. The non-drinker spills the beer. Welcome to New York
Wow,
again.
it's been a hard start.
It's been a tough start.
It's been a tough start. Thanks, everyone, for your
We're going to
patience.
muscle through this. We're going to muscle
Appreciate you
through
guys
this.
bearing with us.
Hell yeah. John,
All right, here we go.
how you feeling, John?
Tired.
Turn the mic a little more towards you.
I'm sorry. I think I lost my voice a little bit.
Screaming? Who you screaming at?
Not screaming. Just talking.
Just talking?
Yeah.
But
Too much talking.
what are you doing here in New York? Tell us.
We're here for the independent premiere.
Hell
of New
yeah.
Skates.
So you're releasing
Launch a new skate.
Hell yeah.
909. Yeah.
909.
Yeah.
909.
Happy
So
to
if
be here.
anybody not watching now, when's the VOD going? We need quiet on the set. Thank you, everybody. That
you.
sounds pretty good now, actually.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Robbie.
Appreciate that. We got the President of the United States of America. I'm not talking about Donald Trump. We got John Julio. Un poquito respeto, por favor. Thank you very much, John. You were saying?
You know how to make someone feel uncomfortable.
Well, I'm good at
I'm
that.
happy to be here. Thank you guys for having me back on.
Thank
Hey,
you.
it's been it's been a 1 year.
I know. I saw you posted the
Yeah, I saw
the
that.
repost of when you were here last time. That was
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, yesterday. That's crazy. It almost lined up exactly a year to the date.
Yeah.
So welcome
Lots
back. Maybe
happening.
we'll make like an annual tradition.
That'd be nice.
The John Julio
If it's
annual
like
episode.
this,
Yeah,
definitely
if it's
do it
like this,
again.
hell yeah.
Let's
If
do it
it's
again,
all
for
this good
sure.
news and everything going
Yeah.
on. How you feeling today? You been stressed out a little bit or what?
I was really nervous at first. I don't speaking in front of people is always a.
This is what you're nervous about, not the premiere or anything like that?
The whole experience is
Yeah, yeah.
always nerve-wracking. You know.
Right. But everyone loved it.
Sounds like it.
And yeah, everyone loved it. It was amazing.
I'm most happy that everyone showed up.
That everyone showed
thank
up.
you guys for
Yeah,
coming.
we got a full house right here
Thank
too.
you guys.
That's good.
And it
Thank
got
you.
real hot in here.
Yeah.
We're definitely
Sweating
sweating.
right now.
We're definitely sweating.
Yeah.
You oh, we got a fan going on here.
Yeah,
Oh,
so-
there we go.
Wow.
Cool. Wow.
Shout out Oak City. Thanks, shout out.
John, you're a father of two.
Yes.
Yep, you're a father of two. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're a company owner. You seem very busy. I see all the time you're always working. What's that like on the day-to-day?
It's sometimes it's really gratifying. Sometimes it's a struggle. But most of the time, I guess I'm just thinking, thank God I'm able to do what I want to do for a living, and I love what I love to do. What I'm most passionate about doing. So it's
How do you have time to do all the stuff that you do? Having two kids.
well. The good thing is my wife. She's the center of our universe. She's
Yeah.
she allows me to work for my passion. She understands the importance. She's got my back, and it starts with that, and then it also has been a learning experience. I'm learning every day still. But yeah, that's where it starts. It starts with her, and after that, it's the everyday duties like going to the warehouse. I do everything from A to Z, from designing with whether it be Mike McMullen or Kyle, or working on video stuff lately with Greg.
There's always something.
It's a constant moving machine now. It's actually pretty crazy. I'm just trying to keep up with it and keep the P&Ls going and pay the bills and support the fam, and I'm still here, so thanks
It's
to the
working out.
community
It's
of Oakland.
working out. It's definitely
Yeah,
working out. And you have a lot of people to
well,
back you too and support you through this whole process.
I think everyone's on the same journey, maybe that have supported the brand and
Yeah.
they kind of understand since day one. So
Yeah.
thankful, super thankful.
And it's
At the end of the video there, I saw like the intro to like the new skate and how it was created. Was Kyle like a big part of that?
He was a
making that
huge
skate?
part. Yeah, we've been through a lot in the last year. I can go back to February where it all started, maybe. Like my first year running them skates was definitely a struggle. Like it was a lot of learning how to balance money and understanding production, and I got into a position where I became an import exporter, and I had never done that with Valo. I was a different different position in that world. So I had to learn, like, you know, from ground up. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Knew all these acronyms, like A, B, C, D, E, F.
acronyms are the hardest part.
Okay, like that costs $1,000. I get, you know, I had to learn how that whole world worked. And thankfully, with the friends, the smart friends that I knew who had my back. A lot of people who don't know who they are. I'll name him Amit.
Shout him out. This show's about
shout out
shout-outs.
Amit. He's like the saving grace behind everything that no one really knows, but he introduced me to the factories. Anyway, it's kind of lost my train of thought right now, but that was my question.
Yeah, no, but
You're trying to think of the acronyms in your head.
The molds, how the molds are being created.
Molds
and,
began,
like,
yeah.
stepping
So
in,
going back to February, yeah, the sales, like, yeah. So we got this first, as everyone probably knows here, the first run of skates did really well. I bumped up the numbers, you know, doubled it. Like, yeah, this is like a whole
You doubled
crazy
it,
year.
like
Yeah,
that?
lots happened since then. So I finally got everything here. It was actually July, August. Last year, everything finally got to America. And through growing pains, I learned shipping, you know, to Europe. I learned, you know, the cost of money, you know, labor. I mean, labor, okay, like, I have great friends who came in to help, from Reina to the whole team. But there was a lot of things that I learned that I, you know, cost-wise that I never thought I'd have to go through. So that put me back. That set the company back a lot.
Unexpected cost.
Yeah, you know, I'm new at this. Just, you know, I'm just like any skater out there. You just,
Yeah.
you know, I didn't go to school for this. It's trial and error. So luckily, I got through the shipment. It went well for the most part. Everyone got their skates, which was a huge accomplishment.
For the most part.
Yeah, well, that was the thing. Like some shops, like say for Brazil, they got theirs like really like when
Late.
the Dars landed. So
Yeah.
what I learned was, okay, you got, you know, when you come out with one thing, you got to come out with something new. You know, like you have to compete.
Gotta
I have
innovate.
to compete with everybody, the bigger companies. I got to try to compete and catch up with them. You know, and as everybody knows, it's small business. It's them skates. It's pretty much me every
Just
day.
you,
Every day.
yeah.
So I'm just trying to catch up, you know, trying to swim with the big dogs. So the Dars came out, the new run of skates came out, but then what quickly came up was the shops shipping to international world. They realized, wow, you know, I want to support you, John, but it's expensive, you know. So I had to learn how to figure out how to get those guys skates. So it kind of affected me really bad, actually, going into holiday last year, like Christmas time. And going into February, going into Winter Clash, it was like, oh shit, you know, like I didn't have those sales that I had internationally because everyone kind of figured out, wow, I want to support you, John, but it's really
Yeah.
expensive to pay. I didn't have a distributor. So I was like, oh shit. So like I had to figure out this. It was really a really tough December and January financially, but luckily I was able to, you know, push some, you know, sales with skates and get to Winter Clash.
Do you have international distributors now, though? Or you
What happened? So there's a lot of things that happened. So I was kind of in a rut. I was really stressed, and then I realized this skate came online at a trade show in Germany, and it was a red skate, and it was exactly my skate
908.
with a different company name on it.
Or straight up a 908.
Straight
Red
up 908, my sole plate, and I was just like, what the hell is
Slap
this?
in the face. Because you had an agreement, right, with the factory or something like that?
Yeah, contracts, and China works differently. So
They have their own rules.
I don't have an explanation for it. I can
All you
just
can do is fight it at that point, I guess.
nothing really. The thing is, it was never made, so that's the biggest thing. I put out that fire.
Yeah.
But then obviously the people who do know about it found out, and it was kind of like on the internet. I think a lot of people thought it was Photoshop.
How'd you find out about it? Is that how you found out about it? Did someone posted a picture or something?
This trade show's in Germany. It's called ISPO.
Oh, is that ISPO?
And I had actual
Isn't that the
customers.
biggest trade show?
Yeah, the actual customers text me, and I can really get into it, but it was what it was, and I was able to put the fire out, and then I just, you know, I was already in a rut though, you know. I was like, shit, I need to figure out how to get to Winter Clash, get everyone going, keep the morale going. Well, you know, this is all internal with
Right.
me, and Winter Clash ended up being this amazing thing. for the brand, because in between being stressed out, because social media is harsh, man. Like you put something out that someone doesn't like or thinks it's your weakness, they crush you, and that's what happened to me. And I just tried to figure out internally how to like handle the situation. It's like I can't really compare it to anything. It's the worst thing ever, actually. It's just kind of like, what do I do next?
That destroys your reputation.
Yeah, it's like,
other people think
this is what it looks like. It
skates.
looks like I don't know how to control my manufacturing, and it's okay. I had to be like, it's okay, that's okay. Like, what's the next step? So
that's what led to you like wanting to
that's
make
what
a new
led to
mold?
this whole thing here now, which is the scariest shit that happened in my life. And
It was a blessing in disguise.
Beautiful thing in my
It was
life.
a blessing in disguise.
So far.
So far.
Besides my family. So. Anyway, so I went to China. Well, after Winter Clash, I had a great time. We all did these great, what basically we're doing now, seminars, you want to call them, or what do you call those things? Like kind
I
of
guess
just
so, yeah.
talking in front of
Yeah.
everybody, and
Right.
whether it be from. I did
Panels
something-
and stuff.
Panels,
Yeah.
exactly. I did something about health with Nils.
Yeah,
which
yeah,
was
with
cool,
Nils,
and
yep.
we had the Vol 6 premiere, and that was actually really, really cool to relive that and to remember for me, because I was in the rut, like I said, in January, February. I was like, fuck, what am I got fucking bootlegged? Fuck, like, what is
That's crazy. I didn't expect that.
And
man.
for me, it's like, and we're a small company,
Yeah.
what does that amount to?
Yeah.
Like, does that mean, should I be like stoked, like someone thinks that we made something cool? Because
I think
and they want to
I don't know how you
capitalize
took
on
it. I think the biggest part would be like the relationship I get with the factory who's making my skates now. Like, how can you trust them at all with anything?
True.
Did you not think that?
I did.
Yeah.
So I went to China, and thankfully I
You had to go to China.
went to China like in April this year. So like I figured out through a few meetings with the factories that I work with, and a way to develop what is becoming the 909 because of the situation at hand. It's really an unbelievable situation. So.
And do you have like an idea for this before all this happened?
No, because right now people who are understand what was happening with the brand, we're releasing the Intuition collaboration, which I'm so excited about, and we're doing a skin skate for the 908, and we made this blue colorway that matched this blue sample skate that I had made last year, but
Oh, you made a sample like that
I
color
made
already?
the blue sample last year,
Oh, shit.
but then some other blue skates came out, so I was
Okay.
like, oh, probably shouldn't release that.
Gotcha.
And then the liner came in, and I was like, yo, I got a blue skate that will match this fucking perfectly. So that was what I was excited about. But then I didn't realize how, things were kind of not so focused with the 908 mold with the factories that I was working with. And because of an unsureness of the control of that mold, I got into position to talking about the 909.
Right.
So my whole intention of my first trip in April was to finalize, the next run,
Right. So
which is the U1.
yeah, the 909.
No, the 908.
Oh, the 908.
Yeah,
okay,
the blue
sorry.
one, yeah.
But when I was speaking with you, because I've been talking with you kind of like over the process of this. Like, I don't know how much I was in the loop, but I knew like some of it. And I always say it's like, it was so unheard of, especially in this industry, to hear someone talking about something and it actually happens. And it's actually happening way faster with you. Like, you're really on it.
Yeah,
like,
it seems to be moving quick.
you're moving,
everything.
because every time
Yeah.
there's like something different
I
happening.
think that's also, I think there's a day and age too. It's like social media.
It has to be quick.
And the fact that this is happening so fast. It literally happened in, I said April. I think I was actually there in, it was March, April. And then I had the meeting with the factories, and we made this amazing situation happen with the 909. And I immediately was like, yo, what just happened? I signed a contract for this thing, and I have my own molds? What
Yeah.
the heck? This is just fucking crazy. I had it's unbelievable. Oh, well, I will if I can pay. I mean, I still have to pay a certain
Yeah.
amount of money. But that led to the situation at hand. So
Right. So I don't know anybody who's designed a skate from like pretty much like the ground up.
yeah, sorry. So like after that that meeting, the first person I thought of was Kyle. Yeah, he's he's obviously a product designer.
He's the guy. That's
he
the
knows
first guy.
the ins and outs of
That video was
skating.
amazing, by the way.
Yeah,
The
Vaughn.
quality
Shout
of
out
that,
to
I
Vaughn.
felt like I was watching like an Apple like commercial, like an Apple
Yeah.
keynote. It was such
Yeah.
a good
He's
quality.
got the best voice for it.
I was gonna say like the
Yeah.
voice works too because
Super
that one's
smooth,
like a
huh?
Yeah,
British,
super
British
smooth.
accent.
Yeah, super pro. Yeah, that was really pro.
No, it was like I only because that's what happened was my yeah, I love how transparent this is. The whole them skates thing is super transparent. You know, like
Yeah.
and that's what's been, you know, the success of this company is that people know like who skated, like what is really happening with it, like what it came from, what it's about.
Yeah.
So like to be able to say, yeah, like
How organic it is and like the
Yeah,
natural steps
like-
you're taking and learning as you go.
and now Kyle, he's a product. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
You know, that's what he
He
does for a
definitely
living.
does. Yeah.
And it just kind of made sense. And without his help, and without his, you know, knowledge of product design, of everything from A to Z, like we could not come out with this skate
like, where do you
so
begin?
fast.
Yeah, it's like where do you begin with that?
Yeah, I mean, so what we did was we went back and forth on initial designs, and what we did know is that we had to base everything off our sole plates because that's ours. We own that, and for one point it was like, okay, we're kind of limited because we
Just
you
from
know,
the footprint, though.
it's our footprint.
Yeah.
So let's roll with that, and we already have our skates on the market. We have our supporters who like the skate, and we don't want to, you know, come up with something totally new, and that would just totally ice our support group, and that it made sense just to build off that. So he was already testing the up and down cuff system,
Cuff, yeah.
high-low, and he was already doing that before we even talked about the skate, the 909.
So he had the idea already.
He already had the
Okay.
idea. So he's like, John, let's try to put this in the 908. Like we were actually talking at Winter Clash of all things. And he's like, if you think about it, if you put if your cuff is lower, then you'll have less room to flex forward.
Right.
If you have your cuff higher, you have way more room to flex forward.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, dude, that fucking makes total sense.
Yeah.
So basic, right? So he had designed this cuff bolt system. It's very simple, you know, and it's obviously people who are here watch the video, they know how it works, but it was, you know, it made a lot of sense. It would be a simple, I mean, when you come up with something like this, what I was thinking was like, yo, we don't go too crazy.
The best ideas are the simple ones,
Because
right?
we don't want to like go too far off the end, and people are like, "What the fuck? What is
Yeah,
this?"
yeah.
And this makes just the most sense. Taking the next step forward.
When I first saw that, when you showed it to me, I was like blown away by that the most.
Yeah.
And it was like such a simple idea. Then everyone
Yeah.
else had the same reaction too. When you
Totally.
showed the video, I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, you know. And then when you showed that,
so yeah, Kyle is a huge component of this whole thing. Like, like his name is actually in the skate. So
Is it Little
you
Easter
can
egg?
see it. You'll see it soon.
little Easter egg.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, you want to whip out the
here.
skate now?
So this is the first sample. It's this is like
This is kind of the first time everyone here is seeing
is
it
the
too in
first-
person.
great. This is a 3D printed model, and we made this in Switzerland. This is about $1,000 a size.
It was 3D printed in Switzerland.
Huh?
It was 3D
It's
printed.
3D printed at HP.
$1,000 skate.
It's pretty much $1,000. Like this was like $400 to do this part, and it was $300 to do this part. Cost about $100 to ship. I shipped it to China twice actually, because I wanted it here to show on the podcast.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I said, can you ship that one back with this
Yeah,
one?
yeah. So you had one pair and you had them ship it back from China?
Yeah.
That's sick.
So then this one is the machine version.
What does that mean?
So it's basically
This is actually not mold?
Yeah.
No, it's not molded yet.
It's with the seam on the side. Is that just how the machine shit works?
From my knowledge,
I don't know anything about it.
this is machine. We haven't got the molds
Okay, yeah.
started yet.
Yeah, so we'll get into that.
I'm actually going to China on Wednesday, and then we go through another process. Oh, they have one more sample for me to check, and it's going to have the embedded text that has Kyle's name on it, and it's such a cool thing. I think.
So what?
Yeah.
Like,
It's going to help, like
That's
how
incredible.
skater made is that? You know,
that's
like,
exactly
fucking
like
cool.
I would never like. I remember being a kid,
It's the first truly made skater-owned
skater made
true
skate.
mold.
Maybe. I think so. I don't know.
Let's go with that, though.
Let's go with it.
That sounds good.
Well, for me, it's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah,
I
of
never
course.
could dream that the circumstances could lead to something like this. I hope it leads to. I mean, I love it. I've been riding it, and
When did you get the
it's-
first samples of it?
I got this like last weekend.
Last week?
So
It's a
like
freshie.
I got like 2 days on them, and well, actually I skated those ones already, but to actually got clips on these in the new independent
Yeah, I
video.
saw that, yeah.
So like, I already knew how they felt, you know, but to actually get them on a clip on them was like
Yeah.
That's awesome.
very
The
joyful.
first one.
Yeah.
I was saying, I remember being like a kid, like drawing like how I would want like a pro skate to be, like if I ever like became pro or something like that. And I wouldn't know where to begin to like where do you start with designing like a pro, like a skate? Just like, what do you change? What do you want out of it?
Yeah, it's funny because, as I said, we knew we had to base at the sole plates, and then this design was actually more simple. We didn't have this wave right here. It was just flat. And then I talked to Alex and some of the guys on the team, and they were like, dude, Kyle actually made some renders of this with the wave, like more of the wave on it, less wave on it, and then this one. And it was like, well, this one's kind of cool because it kind of has this kind of them feel, 908 feel, but it's a little more refurbished. It's just kind of updated, you know, and the lacing system is basically, for people who are wondering, it's same position as the 908. So you'll still have the same stretched down feel. The lacing will feel the same,
Okay.
but you'll have more support on top because it's more closed.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
with people who
That's-
have insecurity, it's about the 908. Oh, it's too much forward flex. Yo, you can have this cuff up and down to alleviate that, and plus you have more support on top of your foot. That was the basis of the lace system and the cuff, obviously.
Yeah, anyone who rode like a 908, they know like how loose I guess this is, and some
Yeah.
people like that. I guess some people, if you wanted more support, now you definitely have the
You're
support
definitely
for
gonna
it.
have it, yeah.
Right.
And people like this. I talked to some people like Colin. You know, he was like, I like the 908 so much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, what's this gonna be? Like, I didn't like it at first, basically, and now I've
I
grown
fell
to
in love
like
with
it.
the 908
Wasn't
too.
ready for a change.
He wasn't ready for
Yeah.
what is this?
He's
You know,
there.
like, you don't, yeah, so,
There's more of a meaning behind this skate though than just coming out with a different skate.
yeah.
You
there's
have
a-
your own skate now,
Yeah.
and no one could touch this from you.
Well,
No.
no,
Yeah.
that's the
China's
idea.
like, watch me.
Well,
So how did the name like 909, which is like a natural thing from the 908?
Oh no, we came up with different names. I went back and forth with Alex on it, but the 909 made the most sense. Yeah, just the next step from what we were doing. And
Exactly.
this is in a lot of ways. It obviously looks similar. So like it's just a refurbished, updated.
Yeah.
You know,
It looks like the
refurbishment
next
is a bad
generation.
word for it, but
It
it's
looks
an
like the next
updated-
generation.
Next generation, exactly. That sounds better than refurbished.
Is there anything particular you're most proud about with it?
Just the collaboration of work
yeah, no, that's sick. Working
That's
with Kyle
like-
Sola.
with Kyle, with Alex,
He's
with
a
the
brain,
team.
man.
It's just, yeah, and working with Kyle ultimately. It's to know I had so much confidence in what he was doing. Like that's a big deal. Like
Of
it's such
course.
an important
No, that's
product.
huge. That's a huge step.
to have someone like that as your got
Yeah.
you back. Like
Yeah,
it's
as
gonna
your
be
guy,
good.
yeah.
Like, okay,
You could definitely trust Kyle.
I can trust him. Yeah.
Yeah, not only is he an insanely good like person at building doing his job and like what he builds, but just like being a blader too. He
Yeah.
definitely has that insight that could be
Yeah.
super
It's
valuable.
been a crazy ride. So basically, this is not the final sample. Like, the next sample I get on Wednesday when I go to China, I say yes, which I'm pretty much going to say yes.
Mhm.
And then it takes about a month for the molds to get done. We initially were going to start the molds last month, but Kyle wanted to update a couple things, which I'm glad he did. But we did those things, and then now they're going to send us one more machine version, and then it'll take about a month, and then we'll get like the real.
It's happening so quick.
Yeah, it's happening real fast. So like end of September, we're riding, what will become the 909.
And when will they be available to the public?
Shooting for spring next year.
Spring?
Like I think it's feasible.
That's a
because-
year from start, pretty much.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it happens
Yeah.
pretty quick
Yeah, it's pretty
when you think
crazy.
about it.
Yeah.
So the next step, I guess, pretty much goes into the VOD, maybe like the reason for
yeah,
the
so
VOD.
that's the thing is, it's still a heavy chunk of money that I still have to reinvest. So that's basically what's been happening with the company is, profits are going, back into the business. Obviously, I'm paid. I can pay my bills. I can support the fam, put the money back in the product, and royalties are, that's working.
Yeah.
It's
How is that? How is that with the team? Is it hard to like maintain?
I ain't
Is
gonna
it-
lie. When you're dealing with that, it's for me.
Yeah.
It's I'm so proud to do it.
Yeah.
But in
a great
small
team.
business,
Yeah.
oh the team, yeah. Talk
Yeah.
about the royalties, but
Yeah.
it's it's we're doing it, so it's working. I'm so proud to be able to do it. We're still doing $10, $15. It's going
Oh, is
through.
it still going that
Oh
way?
yeah, for
Wow.
sure. Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. It's
Because a lot of companies said that and they never came through and
we're
did
doing
it.
it. Yeah,
So
we're
the fact
definitely
that,
doing
yeah.
it.
It's awesome.
I'm proud to be able to do it. Like,
Hell yeah. So what's
Awesome.
So I didn't even know the VOD was gonna be like the team also with you. I thought it was like a straight John Julio VOD, but now we got like a mini them video out of that
That's
one.
a sick little video.
came out great. Thank you. Thank you,
There's a
Greg.
lot of good people in there too.
Thank you to Easy, LBC. Thanks you to the
Yeah.
whole crew up there. Thank you, Greg.
So what's up with Too Easy? You've been collaborating with Too Easy lately, so
Yeah,
what's
like-
going on with that?
I mean, and obviously we all get along. Everyone,
Yeah.
it's role playing. We all get
Totally.
along, right? We're all homies. And one day he was like, "Yo, John, I want to come to Mexico City with you guys." And I think he was talking to Pat Ritter, and they were vibing. And then he hit me up, and I was like, "Yo, like, down. Is that a conflict? Like, I even brought it up to him, like, 'cause he
Conflict
ride
with
different
what?
skates. He's right. He wasn't riding them, so.
Oh, he asked you if it was.
But natural, like
Just
vibe,
homies, yeah.
collaboration, and we had a great time in Mexico City. We had experienced a lot
Was
of
that on the
really
trip
great
like a
things.
year and a half ago? Was that
No,
trip?
that was only in March.
Oh,
Few
so that was
months
the,
ago.
Yeah.
the recent trip with Pat Ritter. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, with March, I think. So
Yeah, I was thinking of the
so,
other Mexico trip you guys had.
Yeah, it turned into more, and it just kind of grew from there. It made a lot of sense to work on this project with him, and I love his videos. So I'm a big fan of Too Easy, LBC. So
Shout out Too Easy.
it just made a lot of
And you're
sense.
in the house, and you're happy with the way it came out and everything, right?
Yeah, I'm very happy.
Well, I think it came out really sick
Yeah,
too.
thank you.
People were hyped on
Thank
it.
you, Greg. 100%.
What about the Blading Cup? You've been doing the Blading Cup for a long time now.
Yeah.
Still going.
Still
You've
going.
Been involved.
Thank you,
with
And
Jason
this-
Reno,
expanded
Gabriel
to
Ramos,
everything to
Jason
the whole
Ramos.
Yeah,
series.
Santa Ana. Yeah, so basically what happened was, I got a contact with this guy named Mark Lowry. A lot of people may know him from back in the day. He owned a skate park called Real Ride in Salt
Hell
Lake
yeah.
City, Utah. And he's moved on. But he still kept his game in skateboarding and BMX, running skate parks and a skateboarding shop in these bigger parks in California. He also has one in Grand Prairie, Texas. He has one in Palm Springs. He's got one in Fontana. He's like, "Yo, John, let's do last year in February. Let's do something. Let's do Blading Cup like something like qualifier. Come on." And I was like, "Dude, that sounds great." But I just started a skate company, and there's no way I can have time. And then we revisited it again in February this year, and I was like, "Yo, let's just go. Let's try it." And I talked to Reina, talked to Miguel. They obviously were down, and then we just kind of winged it. We're like, "Yeah, let's put this online, and maybe companies will show up," and people did. Fontana was our first one. Palm Springs was our second one. We had booths and trade show. Like people came out, no matter the weather.
Yeah, it was hot, right?
We had Palm
Yeah.
Springs like 116.
Yeah, I saw
it was
it.
like
It's
crazy.
crazy.
But it was like 100 people,
Crazy.
and the real bladers were there.
That's
it was
real.
cool. They were down. And,
Gotta make a night session out of it maybe next time.
Yeah, we'll do it in the winter
116
too.
is real.
yeah, winter. That's a winter
Yeah, we'll do it
spot.
winter.
December.
But so like people started seeing it online, like it just kind of organically, like yay, I think Reno got hit up by, I don't know who was first. Maybe it was Denver, the Colorado Mile High event. One of those events were first. They were like, "Can we be a qualifier?" Like, oh, like okay, like what does that mean? Like, with your top 3 can skate the pro division.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds about right. That sounds cool. That would hype maybe somebody. And then the next one was the Detroit event. And then the guys over there were like, "Can we also do it?" Like, yeah, like it's cool. Just do it. And then Cleveland, the King of Cleveland. And then now Japan. Kentaro was like, "Can we do
It's got
one
international
in
now.
Japan?" And then
Yeah.
that's why I'm going to Japan, because he's
Oh, you're going to that
getting me out
contest?
there. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, I'll bring you out here. We'll do it. I'm like, okay. And then the English, we did one in England. And so basically what happened was all these events, like, want to do something together. And me, Reina, and Miguel were like, let's do something. What about a point system, you know? Like what WRS was doing and what a lot of these bigger organizations do. Like in freestyle, like the cone skating, from that to obviously the bigger dogs like the skateboarding, whatever. They have a point system. They have a place where people can thrive and want to progress and be in part. And maybe they don't have the skate company backing them, but they're good enough. Or maybe they're in a small town and they're ill, but they don't have the place to represent themselves. So like, if they see themselves and their name on a website, if it's a point on the website, 2 points, it's like, yo, I'm on the website, I'm part of this community called Blading Cup, whatever that is. So like, we were like, yeah, that should work, you know? So I talked to like Greg, he owns FR and
Wait,
Seba,
FR?
Seba Skates.
Okay,
sorry.
Seba.
Yeah. And they have a league for their freestyle skating and their cone skating. They have a league for it, and I see how it works for them. Like, it's like they have numbers, and they're excited to go and to the next event, and
More motivation
I
that
think
way.
it kind of sparks something for sure. For the other events and for the brands, for me too. Like, I'm like, yeah, like. And now we have a point system. I think right now, like, Chad Horner's just in first. And,
Yeah, I saw that.
Zach Savage, he's up there. And there's a lot of, those
sick.
and
It's
those are
an
the dudes
incentive-
those
it's
dudes
sick to
aren't
give
in the
them-
limelight right now.
Yeah.
And it's an opportunity to be, you know? I don't know.
It's
And
good to
we're
have like
gonna-
an incentive-based system and like have people be a part of something, and
Yeah.
everyone wants to work
So,
together anyway. So.
At least I think that it's important. All right.
I think people are hyped
Because
up.
the old WRS thing was really
Yeah,
sick, so I like that model.
Yeah.
There's a
Really.
ranking now in like the whole industry now. Like, I don't know how official, if you want to call it that, but it's like an official ranking of, you know, contest skaters. How,
Yeah,
you know, ASA
It's like
was
what
and
they
stuff like
used to
that.
do back in the day with like ASA.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like
and
ASA
stuff
and shit like that.
Yeah. It's.
That's kind of cool. It's
We
important. Give something-
also like it's growing on its own, and it's cool because more events are trying to get on. Like South America now have been hitting us up, but I think the most important thing is like Blading Club is not trying to establish what pro is, and that's what I think I myself didn't like about ASA is what, from my opinion, being a street skater, like the brands, they established what was pro, and to have Blading Cup have a pro division, that's different. That means that's just an opportunity for the young guys or the guys who don't have the limelight to be in the limelight. Maybe they don't have the backing of the brands, or maybe they do. You know, like whatever the case. But the opportunity is there. I think the opportunity is the biggest plus
Totally.
of it all.
Like opens the door for everyone to be a part of it.
And
yeah.
hopefully motivates the brands too. Like motivates
Yeah.
the companies to support these guys, support us as skaters to do more, to travel more, to compete more,
Totally.
to go and blade. And I think
To
that's
show it, yeah.
the best thing that this thing can offer. Hopefully,
So
I
you-
think it's working.
No, that's a good idea. And the BPSO is part of it, right?
PPSO, thanks.
Yeah, this
thankful
weekend.
to you guys, and that was a huge thing. Like to have the biggest event, you know, probably, you know, arguably the biggest event in North America. Like to be a part of the Blading Cup like this, like
Yeah.
to me, I was like, oh, that's kind of crazy to me. And I, you know, we were both like between me and Reina and Miguel, we're like,
Do
wow, let's go.
so you don't have no interest in like setting the standards for what a pro should be, how like ASA used to do, or anything like
Well,
that?
I mean, I think but the brands were still doing it. The brands were still supporting myself too. Like I was never really good at contests, so I think the brands should have a say. So, like for example, if someone on Razors isn't on the contest or can't make trips, or you know, like but he has a pro skate, it's like, dude, obviously he's
Yeah, it's pro.
he should be like in the
Yeah.
pro division. So
Yeah.
that kind of makes sense to me. So
Yeah. It's kind of like the most legit thing we have to defining a pro,
yeah.
kind of. Besides, like, obviously having a pro skate or whatever it may be.
Yeah. So I mean,
It just creates like a system that gives.
it's far from like, you know, finalized, or the system is
Right.
not like down to
Still working on it. It's still a work in progress. Yeah, it's the first year.
Still a work in progress, and everyone's input is we want to hear it.
Yeah, you seem pretty open to like taking back feedback and
Yeah,
listening.
like we're just stoked that people want to work together, and let's just keep going with that, and,
Okay, cool.
yeah.
I think we're gonna open a couple questions up to the audience, but first, gotta say, what's it like filming a part at over 40 years old? I'm 35, and like I wake up and my back hurts. You know what I mean?
We can't wait
I
for that
complain
fish
to my
section.
girlfriend all the time. She's tired of hearing about it. So what's it like? Is it tough?
No, this is weird because like I have like a lot of like pain, I'm in knee pain.
Oh, you had the knee injury, yeah.
Knee injury really bad last year and beginning of this year. Then I got on a diet. I started eating less sugar, less carbs, and I lost a little bit of weight. And then
It's so not fun to do that. I hate
No.
that. I hate that. Yeah. I've been having to do it myself. It's
Yeah.
not fun. Yeah.
Yeah, get older, it's a lot harder to
Yeah.
lose those pounds.
It's like no
so-
problems back in the day. You could eat anything.
Yeah, and you could fall too.
Yeah, you could fall, of
So-
course. Yeah.
But now, like, I feel less pain, a lot less pain, and it feels great. But I think the overall project, this whole project, the dream, the bucket list, whatever you want to call it, to be able to do this, that's the driving force. Not like I could never, like I was filming in Mexico City. We were out there, I was skating, and I was like, dude, we're gonna have to come out with a new skate. I'm fucking juiced.
That
There it
motivation
goes,
is
you know, like,
motivation enough
this
to
is
make you
my
want to go
shit,
out and do
you
it.
know?
It's like a
Yeah.
shot of adrenaline.
I gotta
like
go.
a
I
second
gotta
wave.
at least try one more time.
It's
because
go time.
It's go time. So
Yeah.
like, if I had talked to Greg, Greg knows, like, he was like, like, let's try to do this, Greg. But if I hurt myself in the next couple of weeks, it's okay. Like, we tried. Like,
Yeah.
I was just kind of like, well, let's try. And for whatever, and that's what it's not a full part by me by any means, but it's.
That was
You
amazing.
were,
stuff.
you were
That was
heavily
really
involved
good.
in it.
Did you guys like that part that we just saw of John Leo?
Thank you.
That's motivating enough too. Like, you kind of almost, in a way, set the standard for like how old you could be to skate, because a lot of people used to be like, oh, 30s is tough. And I constantly hear the reference. You probably don't hear it because, you're you, but I constantly hear the reference. Like,
you are making it harder for us to have excuses in the mid-30s.
Yeah, that's good.
And
John's
John's
been
not
doing this like
keeping
40 something.
That's what I will say. You're making it harder for everyone in the mid-30s to be like, I'm too old.
Yeah.
It's like you're just out there still. So
Because
appreciate that for making
I've heard it
harder.
numerous times, like, yo, John is still 40 plus, like, killing it, and filming for parts and shit like that. So no one has any excuse out there.
It's purpose. It's what we love. Like, we all here love to do. It's what we want to do, no matter what it takes.
Dedication.
Well, and it's what it's our life. It's my life. Like, can't cut that out. That's
course
it's
not.
part of every day. So
I want to ask you about, you had a peaceful comment contest.
a what?
Peaceful comment contest, is that what you called it? Why are you laughing at that?
It went really well. It was cool.
That was cool,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You just want to, like, provoke more positivity in blading?
Well, at the moment, we talked a little earlier about like me being in a rut and me stressed out or whatever, like talking about the business stuff, and like, there's a lot of negativity on the internet. Let's try to, I want to hear some positive shit.
Yeah.
Like, and it's cool. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people said something.
It's easy to find negative stuff on the
A lot of
internet.
people
if
say
you're
some negative stuff,
seeking-
too.
Do you remember some of your favorites?
Right now, maybe AJ's. No, I'm just kidding.
I didn't.
AJ's was.
Well, I don't know what
I'm
he
just
said.
joking. At the moment, it doesn't come top of my
Caught you
head.
on- caught
It was
you on
just
the
some
spot.
uplifting stuff.
Do you remember the
in general.
winner? The winning comment?
Yeah, there was 2 winners. I can't remember right now. I can't remember that. No, I'm sorry.
But that's good. A peaceful comment contest. I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good direction to go today. Like that.
Even though they were also peaceful.
There was
Were they, like, intentionally
some people
hated?
were intentionally.
That's it. That's social media. So.
Was it a successful contest or no?
I think so. A
Okay.
lot of people said some cool stuff. So
Yeah, cool.
uplifting.
That's what we need. We need more of those. You should have that, like, bi-monthly peaceful comment, just to bring some more positivity
Yeah.
back into social media, because everyone
Yeah.
talks so much shit
Yeah.
on social media.
It's easy to do
Yeah,
that.
it's so easy to talk shit.
for sure.
Gotta spread the love. Does anybody here have
Well,
any
John,
questions?
I want to say thank you for jumping on the show.
Thank you
and-
for having
and
me
telling
again.
us all about your new skate, the endeavors you've been on with Kyle Sola, and everything what it is to encompass what you've done in blading and your endeavors and all that stuff. And if anyone wants to ask a question, we'd like to give the opportunity right now.
Oh, we got Long from Oak
We
City.
have Long from Oak City.
Come speak into the mic, sure. Come on. Because we need the audio for the thing anyway.
Hey, John.
Hi, Lon.
Big fan. So, I think it's really important that we really kind of cater to the youth. Do you agree with me on that stance, or do you feel like it's okay to just kind of cater towards the adults? Are you doing anything that maybe would promote children to maybe put on inline skates yourself, or do you have any plans to do so? How do you feel about that?
I think a good question. Yeah. I think I need to agree
Question from Long.
That's a great question. I think the Blading Cup is a great component. Like, that's what we're trying to do. We have, like, the divisions are there, the opportunity is there to have a place for these kids to go. I know, for example, the Arbor Knights are, like, from Southern California, a great crew of younger kids who are skating every day, or it seems like they're skating every day. Like, I know firsthand, they asked me, like, when's the next event? And this is like, well, we didn't have the next event. They're looking for places to go. So doing the Blading Cup now with the situation we're doing a tour, where we have a tour, it's kind of answering that question maybe.
Yeah.
We have a under 17 division. We have a Blades division.
Yeah, the under 17 division is crucial. The Blades division is so crucial too.
And if they're, to be honest, the last few stops were probably the most exciting to watch.
For sure.
The little kids just crushing it, like just throwing themselves off things. So inspiring. So from the product standpoint, like we just released with the Alex Escape an extra small size, and really stoked that we were able to afford that, do that, and get that out. And there's a lot of things that I would love to do to facilitate the younger kids and to improve the brand, but I think, it just takes time. But
Yeah, but still, that's a good effort. Like, making the younger skates, having the 17 and under, having the Bladies, and all these things, like involving everyone.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. It's hard to balance what I have to do with them, like to make ends meet. As you know, as a small business owner, we're in a small market, but I mean, our passion is sometimes bigger. Our eyes for passion are bigger than the dollars that come in, but we find a way, So like finding the balance in between, working on your day-to-day to pay the bills. Sometimes it distracts you on what the real focus is, and it is the youth. So, but thankfully, we're all in it together. When I say that, I say everyone here, I say you guys, and when I talk about Blading Cup, it's, whether it be with Reina, Miguel, Tim Franken, like everyone who's put anything back into blading. So,
For sure.
I don't know, kind of rambling now.
That was a great answer.
Yeah.
Great question.
Great question, great answer.
Does anybody else here have a
Anybody
live
else?
question?
Does anyone else have a question?
Long has another one.
Okay.
Come up.
We got one right here.
This one is less thought-provoking.
What's your name?
Great.
My name's Harbor.
Hi, Harbor.
Hey.
You have a twin brother.
Yeah, I have a twin brother, Duran. You see him,
Yeah.
and you think I'm him, but I'm less seen in the scene. My question is this. Now, maybe you can speak on this yet, maybe not. On the new 909,
Yes.
can you talk to us about the liners, if that's different, and the colors? What are we going to have there?
Alex Broskow says no.
Okay,
Just straight no.
Just no.
It's a surprise.
It's a surprise.
Anything for liners? No? Oh, no.
Alex Broskow still says no.
Alex Bosco says no. Everybody. All right. Well, we'll do one more question if anyone has one.
Come on up.
Come on up. Everyone, by the way, thank you for coming out. Thanks for listening.
hanging
I know it's
out.
hard
Thanks
to
for hanging in
pay
here,
attention
too.
after a couple
been a
of
long
beers
one,
and stuff
so
like that
thank
and be
you.
quiet, but really appreciate it.
How's it going? My name's Jesse.
Hi, Jesse.
I just had a quick question. I noticed you had a lot of product releases pretty close together. Did you have that planned out from the beginning, or it just kind of happened organically?
Oh, I kind of work with one line basically. Like I knew that not this one, but the U1 and the the blue with the intuition. I knew that was gonna work out. It's gonna happen by last fall, and it was starting. The conversations were starting then. So, like I said earlier, I didn't know the 909 was gonna happen until May. So, but as of right now, like, yeah, I'm working on at least two more things in the next year, as long as things keep moving forward. So I try to keep in mind that obviously we have to come out with newer stuff to compete, obviously, but this is just kind of, it set things off in a lot of really creative ways, and I'm excited to be able to expand on the 909 in the near future. So
Always trying to innovate.
I'm trying.
Long's got another one. Long's got another one. Come here, come on, Long.
Okay, this is the last one. This is the last one.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. I get the opportunity, I'm going to ask it, okay? So if I
Nervous.
were to approach this ledge, all right? If I was to approach this ledge and do...
Sit down, Long. Sit down, Long.
Is this an AO Unity or is it a Savannah? Oh! Thanks, Steve.
From my humble opinion, it's Alley Unity.
What did you expect?
Wow.
What did you expect?
Shout out Be Free. Shout out Be Free.
Shout out
Be Free, how many days we at right now? 784 days. Get a clip every day.
Hell yeah. I didn't even know B3 was in the house.
I didn't know Be Free was in the house either.
I'm hyped now.
I don't know if is the mic still on? I can't hear it anymore.
Yeah,
oh, there it is.
Yeah, we hear you.
Well, guys, I think that's all for our questions.
John, was there anything else that you wanted to?
Just thank everybody for hanging in there tonight. Thank you
thanks,
for
everyone.
showing up, and it's Blade.
Yeah, thanks for thanks for sharing.
Tomorrow.
your- Thanks for
Bashi
sharing.
Pro tomorrow.
What happened? What happened?
The Bashi stay off.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing
See
the
everyone at the
video.
contest tomorrow.
Thanks for sharing the skate. Everyone's very excited to see this. This is incredible. This is a new piece of history in rollerblading. This is a new mold, which is a big deal, and it's the first skater-owned thing. So on behalf of everyone here, I just want to say thank you very much. Thank you for sharing this with us. Thank you for sharing your body and your time and your art of work with us and your team and everyone here. So I just want to say thank you very much, Sean Julio. And thanks for being so transparent and open on everything.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Boom.